everyone, I'm Esther Kovács and I'm here at Amsterdam Drone Weeks with Giuseppe Scannapieco, who is responsible at EASA for the certified category of drones project management department. So I was just wondering, tomorrow you have this amazing panel about, autonomous drones, pilot, no pilot, there is a lot of topics here. So, maybe my first question would that, do we need pilot on the drone or not? Or do we have an answer on that or not? Or what's going on regarding that? I am totally confused. So if you can share a few thoughts about this.
Yes, with pleasure. Thank you very much, Esther, for inviting me. Yes, tomorrow we're going to have an interesting panel because it's a very controversial topic. Today, we are coming up with a mindset where we know that there is a pilot on board, somebody that is taking care of an aircraft, how the aircraft flies, and who is ultimately responsible for the safety of the flight.
Yes.
But with these new technologies, what happens is that we are removing the pilot from the aircraft and bringing the pilot on ground in a control room. And we are missing an important element in the chain of safety. And who is looking after for other aircraft or checking the integrity of the aircraft. So we need to be mindful how we approach this and what would be the consequences. We know that today there is a regulatory framework in place that is in any case allocating the responsibility to the pilot in command on an aircraft, but then how we need to shift, we're asking ourselves, do we need to shift our mindset when we remove the pilot and put it on ground? Mm-hmm. Who's going to be responsible for the safety of the flight? Is it still the remote pilot? Is it the manufacturer? Is it somebody else? Is it the air traffic manager? Those are the type of questions that you're struggling with, and we'll try to answer those questions in the near future.
During the workshop, I guess tomorrow after the coffee break, just, if you are at the conference, definitely attend on that, because I think the next hottest question is, okay, if we could remove the pilot, who is responsible for the safety of the aircraft? As you just mentioned, is it the air traffic manager or maybe the operator? Or, so I'm just wondering, is there any view on that already out in the aether or, or something new, this concept is?
There is something, or so we know that there is a sector which is way ahead of us, and they are the military. So military, they've been operating with this concept since 20 years or more. We are trying to learn from their experience as well, but we are also looking at the industry and the different type of operational concepts that they are developing, and what is the importance and what is the role that the pilot plays in these operational concepts. Let me give you a simple example. It's a very simple thing to control or to pilot remotely one single aircraft, but would you be able, for instance, to control at the same time 50 or 100 different drones? You can understand that, you can easily understand that the level of automation plays an important role in this context, and we need to properly understand how we should account for this level of automation and how we should share the responsibilities. So whether there's a certain responsibility that stays on the pilot because he's the one controlling in real time the operation. Is there a part of responsibility that can be reallocated to the manufacturer because they are developing these complex softwares based on artificial intelligence, for instance, or there is somebody else that is playing a new role. Mm-hmm. So that's the type of setup that we're looking at.
Yes.
And we are we're learning from the industry, and we are taking the good experience also from the military type of operations because they already have this well-developed concept.
But I think this work really should be done because I'm talking to the industry every day, right? And I feel the industry stakeholders are very confused, about it. So I think it's a very good initiative from EASA, to taking the lead on it and try to kind of clarify, who is responsible for what. So you mentioned autonomy. So I'm just wondering, do we need today autonomy, or is it something coming in the future? Or what do you think, what do you hear from the ecosystem? When you talk to them, you lead a lot of workshops and you have a lot of working groups. So is it something in 2023 or is it something in 2028,
We need first of all distinguish between two different words, which are keywords, which are often used in this context. So we need to distinguish between level of automation and we need to and to consider the opposite, the autonomy.
Exactly.
When we talk about level of automation, the human is still in the loop and it plays an important role. A different role depending on the level of complexity of the automation, but still has a role. when we talk about autonomy, the human is taken out of the loop. It's the machine taking over the complete functions, and maybe the pilot, the human, is maybe monitoring only. But we are very far from the autonomy. We are the regulatory framework that we are going to develop in the next 5 years will only be looking at a different level of automations and how this level of automations can be accommodated properly, and what are the consequences in terms of responsibilities and liabilities. But autonomy is a subject that will come, but not in the immediate term.
Yeah, but I guess, as I see personally, every single discussion is a puzzle towards to that, you know?
Yes.
It's a piece of the puzzle for
Yes.
the end, you know,
We are slowly
solution.
building brick by brick a solution towards autonomy.
Exactly.
But it will not happen tomorrow, unfortunately, but it will take time.
But that's good because it's a well thought process, you
Yes.
know, when it comes. So I am positive about it. Thank you so much, you know, Giuseppe, for this great interview.
Thank you very much, Esther.
So tomorrow Giuseppe's panel at 11:15, I guess.
Yes.
So just visit the EASA conference and talk about, you know, autonomy, automation, remote piloted or no piloted drones. And thanks, Giuseppe, again.
You're welcome. Thank you.